In the year 2000, a man walked into Blockbuster's headquarters. He wasn't a competitor, he was a customer. A customer with a $40 late fee receipt and an idea that would destroy everything. His name? Reed Hastings. 1 table, 2 chairs, 1 offer, $50 million. The CEO laughed. That laugh, it cost them everything. But to understand the fall, you need to feel the height. Because this wasn't just a company, this was an empire. Dallas, Texas, 1985. A man named David Cook opens a video rental store. Not a small shop in the corner of a strip mall, a real store. Bright lights, wide aisles, thousands of titles. People drove 20 minutes just to browse, not to rent, just to be there. It wasn't a transaction, it was a ritual. By 1988, 400 stores. By 1992, 1,000. By 1994, 3,000. At its peak, a new Blockbuster opened. Every 17 hours. Let that sink in. Every single day. More stores, more dominance, more confidence. Friday nights, they belong to Blockbuster. You know the feeling, the drive, the aisles, the boxes, the argument over what to watch. It wasn't just a rental, it was Friday night in America. 9,000 stores, 60,000 employees, a $6 billion empire. Untouchable. Then came 1997, and a receipt, $40, for a movie returned 6 weeks late. Most people would have forgotten. Reed Hastings? He couldn't let it go. On the drive home, one thought kept circling. What if there were no late fees? What if the movies came to you? Not you driving to the store, not you paying fines, just movies in your mailbox. 6 months later, Netflix launched. No stores, no shelves, no fines, just DVDs in your mailbox. Blockbuster executives heard about Netflix, and they did what all empires do. They laughed. A website, one reportedly said. We have 9,000 stores. 9,000 stores. That was the problem. That arrogance right there, that was the beginning of the end. Because Blockbuster wasn't losing to Netflix. It was losing to an idea. The idea that convenience always beats size. Always has, always will. Year 2000. The dot-com bubble had just exploded. Netflix, bleeding money, every single day. Hastings knew he couldn't survive alone. So he did something bold, something desperate. He flew to Dallas, walked into the belly of the beast, and sat across from John Antioco, Blockbuster's CEO, the king of video rental. The offer? Clean. Simple. Almost generous. You keep the Blockbuster brand, we run the online side, together. The price? $50 million. Today, that's nothing. Back then, it was everything. Antioco looked at this scrappy little startup, this kid with a website, and reportedly, he laughed. Not a chuckle, a real laugh. The kind you laugh when someone says something ridiculous. Then walked Hastings to the door, polite, confident, wrong, and never thought about it again. $50 million. To save 9,000 stores, to save 60,000 jobs, to save an empire. The cost? Nothing. The pride? Everything. The result? They lost it all. Netflix today is worth over $300 billion. By 2004, the numbers didn't lie. Customers were disappearing, not to competitors, not to other stores, to their couches, to their living rooms, to Netflix DVDs in their mailbox. 2005. Blockbuster panicked. They killed the late fees, the one thing that made them profitable. Gone, just like that. $400 million lost in 1 year. Desperation doesn't build empires, it destroys them. 2007. Netflix launched streaming. No discs, no waiting, no mailbox. Just play. Blockbuster, they had no answer, no plan, no future. 2010. Bankruptcy. 9,000 stores, gone. 60,000 employees, gone. Friday nights in America changed forever. Today, only one Blockbuster store remains. Bend, Oregon. People travel there on purpose. They take photos. They buy souvenirs. They post it on Instagram, from their phones, on their Netflix accounts. The irony? It writes itself. Blockbuster didn't fail because the world changed. The world always changes. Blockbuster failed because the people at the top couldn't imagine losing. They thought they were too big to fail, too established, too dominant. But empires don't fall from the outside, they rot from the inside. From arrogance, from blindness, from laughing at the future, before it laughs back. Once, Blockbuster had it all. Once. But this isn't the end, because while Blockbuster fell, Netflix almost died too. Watch part 2.